Okay, next we have Cycle 3, Week 20, History Sentence. This is Tell Me About Brown versus the Board of Education. So, I thought of motions for a lot of these words, and then I listened to the song, and the song is really fast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I will give you ideas for some of the different words, the motions that I came up with, some of the different words in this one. And then when I do the song, I'm not going to use all those motions. But I give them to you so then you can kind of pick and choose what you like best. But anyhow, so it starts out with in 1954. So again, we have our 9 hand, which is our 5 and a 4. And conveniently, a 9 is made up of a 5 and a 4, and so are the digits in 54. So we'll say 1954, just drop your 5 and your 4 and alternate them, okay? So in 1954, in brown rhymes with frown. If I was wearing this shirt, I guess I could just point to my shirt, right? But not everyone's going to have a brown shirt. So I'm going to pretend that I'm frowning because brown rhymes with frown. So I'm just going to go like this for brown. Okay, in brown versus the board, and I'm going to stand tall and straight and stiff like a board. Okay, so versus the board of education. Okay, so when I do with the song, I'm just going to do this, Board of Education for that part. I was thinking for education, you could then point to you, education, but it's too fast. So I'm not going to do that part when I do it with the song, but versus the Board of Education. But you can think of education maybe in some schools, they're very strict and you might have to stand up straight and tall and walk in a line and all that kind of stuff. So, of course, as homeschoolers, our kids, have to learn to walk in lines in other ways. But anyhow, okay, so Brown versus the Board of Education. The U.S. Supreme Court, of course, for U.S., you could put your hand over your heart like I do all the time, okay? It's getting a little old, probably. So the U.S. and Supreme, I was thinking you could point up like the number 1 or the Supreme, the highest court. But there's not going to be time for all that in the song. So for the U.S. Supreme Court, I'm just going to pretend to bang a gavel, okay? Because that's what I was going to do for court. So I'm just going to do Board of Education, the U.S. Supreme Court, and bang my gavel, because that's all there's time for. Ruled. For ruled, I was thinking about I'm pulling out a ruler to measure something. Ruled. Again, there's just not time to fit that in, so I'm not going to do that with the song, but I'm going to throw that in there for you if you want to use it. Okay, so ruled that the segregation, for segregation, I was just going to, push apart like this, separate something with my hands, okay? Okay, of course, segregation, of course, this vocabulary word is not going to be familiar to your youngers. Explain it to them, whatever, they can do the motion, it's fine. So, all right, so the segregation of public schools. So I was going to bring my hand up and pretend to lick it, like I'm a cat or something, right? Public schools, okay? For schools, I'm not going to do this with the song, but for schools, it sounds like cools, okay? Sometimes, I might need to cool myself down by fanning myself, right? Cools, this cools me down for schools. So if you wanted to throw that in there, you can. I don't recommend all this with the song, though, like I said, but not everybody uses the song, so. Or maybe you like doing the schools part instead of the public, but I thought the kids would have fun with the licking. So licking like a cat, I know mine will, so I'm going to go with that. Anyhow, so segregation of public schools by race. So I'm going to pretend I'm running in a race, okay? I'm racing to get to something, right? By race is unconstitutional. So for constitution or constitutional in the past, I pretended that I'm tooting on a horn, okay? So unconstitutional, okay? But since this one is unconstitutional, if I remember to do so, I'm going to try to shake my head like no, unconstitutional for this one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and run through the song. It's kind of a fun song, but it is fast. So here we go.
In 1954, in Brown versus Board of Education, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that the segregation of public schools by race is unconstitutional. In 1954, in Brown versus Board of Education, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that the segregation of public schools by race is unconstitutional. Of public schools by race is unconstitutional.
And that's it. Sorry, I messed up on that last part there. All right, hope that helps you out. Have a great week.